Okay, I think we're finally with you now. My router is having some issues. So yes, it was a 7-6 win for the Nationals. They blew a 7-run. They almost blew a 7-run lead. They were up 7-0 at one point, and then the bullpen kind of laid a big one. So let's go through it. Let me get up that screen. Hold on. The Nationals, with 2 outs in the 7th, were up 7-1. And then Max Scherzer came out. He pitched actually a very good game. 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earns. He walked 2 and struck out 7. Then Sammy Solis gave up a home run, a bad one. Then Eddie Romero couldn't get anybody out. He faced 2 batters and gave up a hit and a walk. Coda Glover came in with no one out in the 8th inning and shut down the Phillies. A perfect inning for him after the rough start by Romero. And he just can't get anything going with this keeping the ball in the strike zone. And then a very tired Blake Trinan came out, allowed an absolute 2-run bomb, a kaboom to Freddie Galvis, had the tying run on base, and worked his way out of it. I don't know who the heck they go to tomorrow night if they actually needed a closer, because Trinan has pitched in all 4 games and worked hard at all of them. 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1, along with a homer. His ERA for the year now is 8.10, and tonight he pitched 20 pitches and 12 strikes. I guess you go with either Blanton or Kelly. They didn't pitch last night. If you need someone tomorrow night, that just kind of a sad end to a very good offensive effort. Helps if I actually go up through here. The Nationals get 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The Phillies get 6 runs on 9 hits and no errors. And most of those were off the Nationals bullpen. Scherzer does get the win. He goes to 1-0. Vince Velasquez, who, by the way, struck out 10 in 4 innings, gets the loss. He goes to 0-1 and Trinan picks up his 3rd save. And all this bullpen stuff kind of covers the fact that Trey Turner hasn't done very well. He struck out 3 times in 5 at-bats today. So he's now hitting 111 on the year. Big homers for Harper, Murphy, and Worth. And then you did every last one of those runs to do it. The extra base hits. Wieters had a double off of Velasquez, and Murphy off of Rodriguez, the lefty. In fact, the first time that the Nationals had faced a lefty this year, and he didn't retire any of them. He went, I believe it was like 6 for 6. Harper, as we said, the 2-run homer, 2-run shot in the first off of Velasquez. Then Murphy with the 1 in the 3rd off of Velasquez, and Worth with an absolute Worthquake to left center. And the 5th inning off of Rodriguez, that was a 3-run shot. That was the 7th run. Harper now has 5 RBIs on the year. Murphy and Worth have 4. With runners in scoring position, they were 3 for 8. They stranded 7, and Wieters grounded into 2 double plays, while Turner grounded in to 1. Altair with the big homer off of Solis in the 7th, a 2-run shot to make it a ball game. And like I said, Freddie Galvis just absolutely crushed one to the line in right field. So the Nationals will take this. They go to 3-1, but they are showing teams that they are very, very vulnerable once the starter goes. I'm not sure what the answer is. And tomorrow, don't forget, you get Jeremy Guthrie called up. So they're going to have to make a move to get someone off the 40 to bring in Guthrie. And you have a very tired pen. And we don't have a day off for the next few days. There's 2 more against Philadelphia. And there's 1 more. And then there's a 3-game set against St. Louis at home. Real quick, because I can close this tab in a minute. A few other games that are final today. The Braves lost to the Pirates 5-4. Tigers beat the Red Sox 6-5. Games in progress. Rockies 2-1 over the Dodgers, and the Giants and Padres are tied at 1 in the bottom of the 1st. That Colorado game, by the way, is 2-1. Steve Golden asks, by the way, on Twitter, how do you restart a heart? I don't know. I mean, this is just crazy. absolutely crazy. I mean, they won the game, so they get the win, but goodness gracious, if this is the way it's going to be, then it's going to be a long season because you can't. He puts on Twitter one of the dub bears from the SNL skit, Steve Golden, trying to get his heart restarted, because I don't know how you do it. It's just absolutely bonkers what's going on right now, and not what people expected. Not what people expected at all. Let's see. So if you want to leave a question in the live chat, you still have a minute or a couple minutes to do that or so before I actually find some dinner and eat it. And so what say you? Because some of you will watch this in the comment section later. What would you do right now? How many more arms do they need? Ricky Keeler talked to me during the game about a longman, but a longman wouldn't help with this. If you keep using your same 4 or 5 guys over and over again, you're going to run it. They're just going to be tired. I said tonight on Twitter during the game that they're going to blow out Trinan's arm before June, and then what do you do? I mean, it's a situation where they shouldn't have been. Ricky was right. They should have put in Ali Perez instead of Solis to get the remaining outs and take your chances from that. He couldn't have done any worse than what we saw, and these are the folks that you had confidence in. I just don't get it. So real quick before we go, if you got a question in chat, go right ahead and put it in there. If you got something on Twitter besides how to start a human heart, I'm not sure how to do that. But right now that's pretty rough. Let me ask the cat. Emily, you can't see her. Do you know how to do this? I don't know how to do this either. But this is, I mean, you'll take the wins. And an ugly win is a win is a win is a win. But at some point, you got to have confidence. And right now, how can you have confidence in any of those relievers to get you through there? How can someone like Max Scherzer, you see my dinner just kind of floated past there. I'm looking forward to that. How can you say, how can you be a starter like Max Scherzer or Steven Strasburg and you throw your heart out for 7-8 innings and have any confidence that they're going to hold your lead? My goodness, it was a 7-0 game. And they almost blew it, but they didn't. So they remain in first place at 3-1. So Ricky Keeler, actually, I wrote about the bullpen today and the Achilles heel. You can find that at districtondeck.com. You can give us a like and a follow on Twitter at District on Deck. You can follow me at Ron Juckett. And for tonight, it's a good night because they won, but it was scary, man. This was really scary, and I got to give it to the Phils for fighting back. And those who actually, they sold out at 42,000 and change tickets sold. About 30,000 showed up, and about 7,000, or maybe there's 5,000 there at game's end. If you stayed to the end of that and are watching this the next day, good for you. You're Hardy fans. You're real fans, and you almost won it. So it's Jeremy Guthrie tomorrow against Aaron Nola at 7:05. Ricky Keeler has you covered on Twitter for the first pitch and after the game. And so until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Have a very good evening.